VAL, or the Virtual Analytical Laboratory, is a science laboratory skills resource. It started in 1998. We were noticing here that students were coming on to our bioscience programmes with no lab experience, so people coming in from A-levels hadn't been in a lab before. So we felt the need to develop something just to boost their confidence before they actually got started. And it's grown from there. It's now about 150 separate web pages containing video, animation, for example, how to set up the microscope. And it now covers all fundamental laboratory skills: microscopy, serial dilutions, bits of basic microbiology. We're shortly due to add some health and safety. We start off with a spectrophotometer. That's in the form of an animation, so showing the physical principles of using a spectrophotometer. And it goes into that kind of animation. It goes on to more of a video of actually how a student would use that in the laboratory, and how to form a basic protein assay, for example, like the Bradford assay. I think when we first discussed it a few years ago, our first port of call was YouTube. We were thinking there must be loads of lab skills videos out there already, but then we were quite surprised that there weren't. And there were one or two good ones out there. Leicester University have got some good molecular biology ones, but there weren't really any that were good enough quality when they were there. So I think the beauty of VAL is, I think it's all reasonably good quality. It's all core lab skills, so therefore it's perfect for open, because anyone can use it, and there must be a lot of people out there that could use a resource like this. I think the subject matter lends itself. And I think the types of files, what we've done is publish them in different formats. So they're flash-based, but they're also published as MPEG-4, so they're suitable for mobile downloads and for use on Macintoshes and iPads and iTouches, so they're quite interoperable as well. What we can do from VAL, people can access the resource in lots of different ways. Clearly everything is on Durham Open, but what they can do through here is subscribe via iTunes, so they can then download to their PCs, and subscribe via RSS feeds. And if we go to the individual resources, they're here in a variety of file types, so they're there as potentially a flash animation that won't play or be interactive on an iTouch or iPad, but you can also download that as an MPEG-4 video that someone can play. And in fact, looking at the Google Analytics data behind this, we're getting more and more people now accessing VAL from mobile devices, iTouches and iPhones. The resource overall here is a website, and then everything that's on this is available in the separate file formats through Durham Open. So things that are on here might also include top tips on developing resources, sort of a blog of how VAL has developed, links to relevant research about VAL and lab skills and OER. It's all available through the Creative Commons license that enables anyone non-commercially to use it. People are more than welcome to decompose the resources and adapt them and reuse them and do what they like. We've got Google Analytics to monitor web activity, but I'm trying to harvest what users are doing. So there are some survey links on here, so we can try and find out how people are using this stuff, if they're using it, and what they think of it. So apart from all that background stuff, then you've got this main resource page. Currently with just hyperlinks to all the remaining information. It's hosted at the moment on our own faculty server here, which is due to be upgraded to just increase its capacity, increase the accessibility and increase the traffic to VAL. So the university is committed to hosting and supporting VAL for the future. I think a lot of the resources are ready to go. The video clips are available, the animations are available, and I think if someone's got some video editing software, they can, or if people are competent with Flash, upload those main animation files that they can get from us to then maybe add on if they needed to sort of improve the context or put in different examples relevant to them. So all the raw data files, the Flash files are actually very large. That's an FLA extension. So if someone wanted the raw Flash version 4 file, they'd have to ask us separately because that's just too large to go anywhere. But everything else, the FLV videos, the MPEG-4 videos, transcripts, all the raw stuff, people can get through Draw 'em Open. So there's a hyperlink from the website. You can also get that through the Bioscience OER page. The benefits that you kind of weren't apparent of, the fact that people are now accessing this all over the world, the fact that it's leading to new contacts and making people aware of us here and making people aware of De Montfort. So, it's had something like 10,000 visitors over the last year, from Barbados to all lovely places. I think what I'd recommend to people in institutions, and I'm sure most institutions are now, is to, if someone wants to release their content, their educational materials, then absolutely go for it, because what it's done to De Montfort is kickstart a whole discussion about copyright, and so much so now that we've got the university's agreement to use the Creative Commons for resources that actually is DMU copyright, as well as some of these types of resources are individual staff's ownership. So I'd really, and that was a long haul, but well worth it now, because now we can just move forward and we've got a process and policy in place. There's no extra work, and what now is available are some of the toolkits online. So, for example, the MedDev Subject Centre have got some excellent toolkits. So if someone wanted to release, say they've got a PowerPoint presentation, want to release some material, there's really lovely checklists that help you look at the provenance of what's in there, helps you, for example, if you're using patient material, what to ask. So you can take yourself through a checklist and you can produce and pop a resource out the other end. So I think those kind of resources are essential to use as well. It's been a brilliant experience being involved with the project. As I say, because of the publicity it's brought to the university, visitors to the site from all over the world, even attending the university, we've seen VAL through college. So it's a great way of sort of demonstrating what you and your staff and your courses are all about. To me, it's been fabulous. I've learned so much. I've worked with an excellent external learning technologist. We don't have that support at De Montfort. So everything you've seen on here that staff have done, they've self-taught. So I've learned an awful lot about copyright. I've learned about accessibility, interoperability, and maintaining this as a certain standard. I've learned a lot. I think the challenges to us at De Montfort is, as I say, not having learning technologists and that level of support. So it's going to be a learning curve for staff. If they want to develop electronic resources using Flash, videos a little easier. They can use Articulate or iSpring to publish PowerPoints. They can podcast. But that's all stuff they have to do in their own time, and that's the challenge to us here. The great thing about open educational resources is already, I think there's quite a body of excellent material out there. On the Durham Open, if you look at the bioscience pilot project, you've got a host of resources on microbiology, for example. So anyone, well, not just for new lecturers coming in, but for example here we're revamping 3 of our anatomy and physiology modules this year. So it will be our first port of call now for educational materials. So we need to go and learn how to get the stuff off of Durham and how we can be using it. But already, for my own subject, there's a host of stuff out there that, you know, I would have wanted to have developed, would have just taken too long. So it's spreading that word, really.